Hi there, my name's Nick Dutch and I'm an experimental occultist. Many years ago when I was a child, I had various experiences that made me afraid, really afraid. Because a lot of these strange things that happen seem to happen at night. And I think they happen at night because you're more receptive, you're slightly more tired, you don't think the way a fully awake person does. At the end of the day, you're not quite as clear-minded. And I've had experiences at night that made me want to ask questions. In looking out for the answers, I came across a lot of other people who were also curious about the way the world worked. I wanted to try and get some kind of hard and fast understanding about the universe that they lived in. A lot of these people gave up the search for the truth and instead used their strange experiences to corroborate religious points of view. Some of the experiences that some people reported take anything that I've experienced and distort them to the point of being unbelievable and out balderdash. But they use their interpretation to give themselves kudos within their religious movements, which I still object to, because I was after the truth. I am still after the truth. But anyway, there was this time late at night when I was playing around with a certain mantra, a certain form of meditation. And I did something that I'd read in a book, just to see what would happen. And I held out my hands in front of my face like that when I was going into meditation. And I went in kind of tranquil. I would say deep because I was quite heavily involved in the meditation. But the state of mind was tranquil, was calm, was focused. And I tried to start visualizing little bits of light going between my fingers. You see, I could imagine your imagination can play tricks with you in the dead of the night. I can imagine that in a state of hypnosis or meditation, you can probably have a slightly exaggerated sense of imagination. But when you see something which is clear as day, to you anyway, in your meditation, you got even more questions. And in this particular experience, there was tiny little magnesium sparks between where my fingers were connecting. And I could change the position of the magnesium type sparks. When I say magnesium, I mean it's just like magnesium ribbon when it burns, but much smaller, but still bright. Like a pinpoint of light, which doesn't give off a light which bounces off other objects. It's not like having literally a piece of magnesium burning between your fingers, but like having something which gave off that kind of brilliance, but without that light illuminating anything else in the room. I could change which fingers it was on by my mind, by where I was concentrating, by visualizing the flow of energy down my arms and out of my fingertips to connect the various points. Now, this wasn't some hazy thing in the imagination. This was bright. And it was that which started me wanting to experiment more with spiritual healing type exercises. And I certainly can't ever turn around to anybody and say that I've cured anyone or anything, or destroyed a disease, or helped the deaf to hear or the blind to see. But I experimented with the exercises that came from the school of thought of spiritual healing. And people reported strange stuff to me. And it does seem like there is something else to life apart from the physical. And it does seem like people who live certain styles of life, like those who are practicing proper religious people, not just stage religious people, or people who are quite heavily into meditation, or have found other ways to adjust their state of consciousness, in certain ways, who seem to be more prone to this than others. And it's weird. But strange stuff does just seem to happen.